I raised my son poor on purpose, and it changed everything. I was rich, but I gave my son only 10 taka a day. Not because I couldn't afford more, but because I wanted him to become rich inside. People often ask me, why were you so strict with your child? They saw my wealth, they saw my position, and they couldn't understand my choices. Today, I want to tell you a true story. A story about parenting, about values, and about why giving less can sometimes give more. Despite having money, I never gave my only son more than 10 taka as tiffin money. He would point at his friends. Dad, look, branded watch. Dad, look, imported school bag. I stayed silent. He never demanded. He learned restraint early. One day, he injured his foot. I dropped him to school in my office car. After a week, he no longer wanted to walk. I had to say no. Office cars are not for personal use. The school is only 10 minutes away. He was hurt. Even my wife was upset. But I stayed firm. One evening he said, Dad, my friend got admitted to the best school. I stopped him and asked, tell me, son, does a school make a student great? Or does a student make a school great? I reminded him he was always first in class. Wherever you study, that becomes the best school. He understood. Later he asked for a private tutor. I said, I'll teach you myself at night. He protested. You work so hard? I smiled. Let me take more pain. Comfort shouldn't come easy. That lesson stayed with him. I walked with my son on footpaths. I showed him street children. I spoke about hardship. I never gave him things just because he wanted them. One day, he wanted hilsa fish. I said, money is tight. Do you have anything saved? He handed me 50 10 taka notes. He had been saving, sharing his food with a hungry friend. That day, I bought the fish with joy, not because of the fish, but because of the heart he had built. When shopping, he chose only one pair of pants, then said, buy something for Mom and you. He had learned wise spending. Years later, from his own earnings, he bought a private car. Laughing, he said, I saved for 2 years. That day, I knew my lessons had worked. When I handed over all my property to him, he returned the papers and said, just stay with me and Mom. That's all I need. I hugged him. I didn't teach him to fear poverty. I taught him to stand tall in hardship. I didn't give him everything. I gave him values, and that made him a true human being. If this story touched you, share it with a parent. If you believe values matter more than luxury, like this video. Subscribe for more real stories that remind us what true wealth really is. Because raising a good human being is the greatest success of all.